Okay, so hi everybody. I'm Kayla Sharkey. I'm the VP competitions of the ECA. I'm your go-to person for any competitions that you might want to get involved with during your engineering career. Ask me anything and I'll be happy to answer. And today we're talking about Englympics, which is the competition that ECA hosts every year. It has a lot of fun events and I'm encouraging you to come and participate and join. So yeah. So why do this competition? Competitions in general are just like, I believe they're the most wonderful thing you can do as an engineering student to get involved. It's like the entry point into student involvement. By getting involved in competitions, you get to know a bunch of, sorry, my mom's here with my dog. You get to know a bunch of people, your community, competitors that you would never have met otherwise. You get to push your skills to the next level, use your soft skills and your technical skills that you learn at school to just better yourself in your career. And I think that's a super important thing to do. And it's an opportunity that you'll have unlike any other during your career and during school. Like, it's just the way to do, it's the way I got involved, is the way everybody should get involved, excuse me. So what Englympics is, it's the pre-qualifying competition that Concordia does for the Canadian engineering competition. So the Canadian engineering competition is the biggest competition in Canada for engineering. It's multidisciplinary, sorry. And normally what happens is Englympics, the top two teams at Englympics go to CQI, which is the Quebec engineering competition. And then the top two teams there get to compete at the Canadian engineering competition. But this year, CQI has been announced that they are not it's not being held. And what's going to happen is the two teams that Concordia would have wished to go to Quebec engineering competition will apply. There will be an application process to go to the Canadian engineering competition. So myself and the director of competitions, Ermin, will be with you along the way. We'll provide you some trainings just in case you do get selected with this application. And either way, having these kind of trainings with people who have done the competitions before and who have feedback to give to you is not only good for this competition itself, but for the rest of your professional career as well. So it's a great opportunity. So last year, we have the pride of announcing that we had two teams that competed at the Canadian engineering competition. And there was a team, the consulting team, and this is the senior design team. The competitions I'll talk about a bit later. They are the reigning champions of senior design at the Canadian level, and it's a super big pride of Concordia to have Alex Gendron, Benjamin Saint-Pierre, Félix Lalonde, and Michael Jablonowicz as the winners of last year's Canadian engineering competition. It was a wonderful moment, and you could see how happy they are when they won all this. Won this glorified prize. It's a wonderful accomplishment for Concordia. So CEC this year will be held online, fully remotely. So here's how it's going to work. I told you a bit about the application process. So top two teams, the other regions in Canada are actually having their regional qualifiers, but for CQI, it's the application process instead. Each school has the ability to apply, but I think as long as we make our application stellar and showcase the Concordia talent that we do actually have, and I know we have it, it's all within you. I think we have a great chance of being able to qualify for CEC. Englympics is going to be based exactly on the rulebook of the Canadian Engineering Competition. So in explaining the Canadian Engineering Competitions, I will be also explaining Englympics. So this is how all of the competitions will work, and I'll explain to you a bit about the competitions as we go along. So first up is junior design. It's a mechanical design competition, normally for students of below 60 credits. Actually, you have to have below 60 credits to participate. And yeah, basically you have a competition rule book. You have to solve a problem that they give you. It's normally based on a mechanical prototype, like a physical prototype that needs to be tested. Normally, the majority of the points is on the physical prototype. This year, it'll be a little different. The CCE, and it's not decided for Englympics yet, but I will either, for Englympics, I will either have the materials be some stuff you can find in your house, or ECA will send you a budget to go to the dollar store and get a few things like paper clips or paper or anything like that. So, but for CCE, they will be everything is free. So for CCE, they will be sending you the material, and as a group, you'll have one person with the material to build the actual prototype, and then other deliverables to also deliver. So at the end, we are exiging, making it a requirement to have a CAD of the design for Englympics. I'm not sure for CEC yet, but will be for the deliverables for Englympics. We'll have the CAD of the design. The presentation will be a little more important, and photos of a physical prototype. Next, senior design. So senior design is normally a robotics competition, but I had a meeting with the chair of the CEC competition, and she said that might not be the case this year. It might be a little bit more multidisciplinary. So this year, the rulebook didn't tell us much about what it might be. So for Englympics, what I'll probably have is a CAD something, a design of an electrical component, some kind of software design, and maybe some systems design incorporated. I'm having the final meeting with one of the planners, Felix, who actually competed last year, this evening. So more information both on junior and senior will be out within the next week, I promise, and the rule books as well. So Reengineering, this year CSME is helping us by collaborating on writing the Reengineering case. We will have the 2 deliverables as per usual. You have a week before to you know the theme, and you can do research on the theme. You also have the first re-engineer per se of the design. So Reengineering is you have a design something that is in real life that you already know, and you have to find a new breadth of it, a new use of it, given the case that is given to you. So you have a week to come up with a 1-page report for the first kind of re-engineer, and then on the day of, it's looking to be, you'll have another re-engineering of the same product to do. And have 2-page reports and 2 1-page reports for each of those re-engineered products and the presentation to do. So yeah, innovative design. This is you come with your project that you've already done. It can be any project that you can come and present and win this competition for. So the older people that I see in this crowd, if you have a project, do it. Present a cool project. It can be a capstone. It can be anything that you have done that you find cool that you can present. You have to present the social, economic, and like other kind of aspects of it. But I think it's a wonderful competition to take part in, just to show how innovative you are. All right, so yeah, you have your design summary and your presentation for the judges on the day of. And normally the innovative design, the design that you come up with should be something to address a void in society that you have filled with this design. So show your ingenuity and participate in innovative design. Programming. I actually last year went to CQI with this team, wonderful team of programmers, and we did a cool project. It was a battleship where we had to create an AI that played battleship against another school. It was a 200 by 200 grid, and we had some special attacks that we had to incorporate there with sonar and like visual things that we had to incorporate into the AI. I can speak to it myself. Last year was the first time that the competition happened, and it was such a cool thing. I really love this competition, as everybody who's competed loves all their competitions. It's a great experience, and I encourage you to sign up for it. We're hosting it with SnapX this year. So basically you have to come up with a working code for the problem that the company will give you. And you have to present it and make sure we know how you went about it, the technical design, like the phases, the iteration that you went through. It was a really fun way to test programming, because it's not like a hackathon where you have to come up with like a website or a product like that. You have to come up with the case that they give you, and it's a good way to go about, okay, for this case, I need this kind of algorithm, this kind of, anyways. So yeah, that was for programming. Thank you to SnapX for helping us with this. Scientific communication. So basically for this competition, it's going to be delivered the same as regular CEC, just online, as will programming, as will reengineering. It's all design, it's all reports and presentations. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So scientific communication, basically you have to present a complex technical topic, or not even complex, just anything technical in layman's terms, and address the social, environmental, political, and economic impacts of the topic. So if you know something really well, if you know something that you can explain really well, and that you could communicate the idea really well of it, do this competition. You can go very far and present at CEC for Concordia. Yeah, so this is Brianne last year presented with for Concordia at CQI. Debates. Okay, so for some of you who've never seen a debate before, this might seem a little weird, and I'm looking into having like a exhibition gala of debates maybe a week before the actual competition of Englympics. Again, it'll happen as usual, just through a screen. For those of you who don't know what as usual is, you have to, basically this is the speaker's order. You have a government and an opposition. You're given a theme, and you have a few minutes to come up with your points. Like, let it be resolved that green is better than blue, and then you have a minute or 2 or 3 or 4. I have to reread the rules, but don't worry, it'll be communicated to you to come up with your ideas, and then verbally joust your way to a win. Consulting. So this year we have KPMG helping with the Englympics consulting competition. They're giving us one of their cases, and we're gonna see how that goes. It's gonna be a fun competition. I just got it this morning. It was very wonderful to read. So it should be a fun comp. So you have to provide a sustainable and complex solution to a complex problem. I don't know if any of you have done a case comp before, but it's a long, stressful, but fun opportunity to do some research, do some design, do some financial analysis of the situation, and then a 5-page report and a presentation deliverable at the end. So all of the rule books will be out. No, the registration deadline is November 4th. I'm considering pushing it, but for the moment, it's November 4th. Make sure you and your team have signed up by then. Ermin has posted all the links to the registration in the chat. So make sure you don't miss that deadline. There'll be posts from the ECA. Don't miss that deadline, please, to compete in Englympics. And this is what the schedule looks like. So just in case you didn't see it already on the event, there will be a social event on the Friday night. Should be fun, come out. We're looking into a few options on who will be hosting that event, hopefully in collaboration with Games. And yeah, so I'll give you a minute to take a good look at it. That's when all the competitions are going to be happening. And then lastly, the rule book will be out November 6th for all Englympics events. So that's that. Do you have any questions?
Yes.
I have a question too.
Yeah.
I see most of these or all of these competitions are team competitions. If I don't have a team, can I still register, or can I register with a team of less than 4? Or is
yes, of course. Yeah, don't worry. Of course, register. You register by yourself. All teammates should register, so we can keep account of everybody. If you're not paired up with someone, anybody else who's not paired up, we'll pair you up with them. Don't worry, we'll find a way to get you into this competition.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Evan had a question in the chat.
Can you take part in multiple events? Yes, of course. Do all of them if you want. For CEC though, you have to apply to only one of them, I believe. So you'll pick at the end which one you like best if you win them all. No problem. And this video will be online. As I said before, it'll be on the ECA YouTube channel. So you'll have, if you missed anything or want to go back on anything, you'll have all the information. And don't forget to make sure you're following the updates on the Facebook events. So the question was, I cannot see how civil engineering students would participate in that. It seems more toward mechanical students. Okay, so civil engineering students, the basics, I don't know if anybody could answer this maybe better than I could, maybe Benzie or Courtney if she's still here, but this, you use the engineering design principles that you learn every day for the majority of this competition. If you're a civil engineering student, you can do junior design. It is a mechanical design competition, but there's often like a presentation aspect, and what you learn can always be applied, and it's often good to have a second opinion. Not always all mechies that compete are always on the right mindset. If you have a civil engineering student in the team, it can give a second opinion, maybe a better one, maybe anything like that. Innovative design. Innovative can be any kind of design that you have. So if you designed anything civil related, I'm in software, so it's kind of hard to relate, but anything you design, re-engineering as well. It's pushed to be multidisciplinary and not only pushed towards mechanical students. So you definitely have a place. Scientific communication, any kind of technical aspect you can present. It doesn't have to be only mechanical topics that you can talk about and discuss within these competitions.
And I would add, even for junior and senior design, like most of the time you need to build something that is like that includes some robotics. So for sure you're gonna need like electrical software and like some type of mechanical design. But let's say if you build a crane, or if you build like you have to build some type of a structure like a bridge or a tower, then like for sure being in civil can like just give you more knowledge on how to build structures that are going to be stronger and lighter. And in general, like there's no real, it's not very like advanced mechanical design. So I'm pretty sure everybody who knows how to use like hot glue and just has some general knowledge and creativity could do as well.
These competitions are calling on your creativity and your engineering basic skills that we all kind of know through all our engineering classes. It doesn't call on a specific program. And this is your chance to get involved with mechanical students, to get involved with software students, to get involved with all kinds of different people, start working with them, network, to push yourself out of that comfort zone, so that when you do arrive at a situation when you're not just civil engineering students in a room during your career, that you're comfortable and ready to take on the challenge. Right. Let's sit awkwardly in silence for a few more minutes. All right. No more questions. Oh, Ermin. Yeah, okay, perfect. If there's no more questions, you can always reach out to me at competitions@ecaconcordia.ca. Ermin, if you can write that in the chat, that would be great. competitions@ecaconcordia.ca. There's also the ECA website, the ECA Facebook page. We have an Instagram too. We have a YouTube channel that this video is going to go up on. So ask your questions if you have them still. And thank you very much for coming. I hope you participate in the event. Don't worry if you don't have a team. Come make friends. Join a team. We got this. Yeah? Okay, cool. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kayla. This was great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Kayla. You too.